On today's episode of Amanda Morrow Bowling, I'm going to review my league bowling from Monday, March 10th. I started the set with my Physics Blackout. This ball has allowed me to start further left with my feet than I usually do on a house shot. Usually the inside of my left foot is on 20, where I can stand on 25 with this ball. I think what I like most about it is that if I get it outside of 10, which is where my intended target is, the ball comes back perfectly. But if I miss inside of 10, it is still able to get to the headpin, and most of the time it's going to carry. With this particular house shot, I struggle when I miss inside because my ball won't get back to the headpin, and I'll leave a 2-pin or a bucket or some combination of that. On this shot, I started to lose the ball off my hand in my backswing, and honestly, I thought I was going to throw a gutter. I cannot believe the ball stayed on the lane and I only left the 2-pin. The ball comes in way too high on this shot, and I leave the 4-6. Because I've been in the pocket mostly, I'm thinking to myself, is the lane changing, or was I a little slow with my speed? I decided to keep everything the same on the next shot. I didn't want to make an adjustment on what was possibly a poorly executed shot. While keeping everything the same, I throw the first 2 strikes in the 10th, and then I leave a 4-7 on the last ball. So now I'm starting to think that lane 14 has a little less miss room than lane 13 and might even be hooking just a tad more than lane 13. I was able to finish game 1 with a 233 with 1 open. I start game 2 with my Physics Blackout, but I decided to move my eyes about 10 feet down the lane to make my breakpoint just a little later on lane 14. I miss inside a little on this shot, but like I said earlier, the ball was still able to hit the headpin and carry a light mixer. This can be the hazard of moving your eyes down lane. I leave an 8-10. Now, I will say the 8-10 was left 3 other times by other people on this same lane during league that night, so maybe it wasn't my fault. I leave a weak 10 on this shot, and now I'm thinking, make your spare and then go to the bag to switch to a different ball. This is not giving you the reaction that you want. I decided to switch to my trusty Phase AI. I did jump 3 boards to the right because I know this ball isn't as strong as the Blackout, but oh my, did this ball react more than I expected, and I left a 4-7. I obviously shouldn't have moved that much right. So I moved a little left on this shot, and that was better. Well, at least on lane 13. On lane 14, the ball hooks too much again, and I leave another 4-7. Now I am definitely thinking that lane 14 is hooking more than 13. It's always so much fun when you have to play the 2 lanes differently. I love the way the Phase AI looks when it's going down the lane. The black, the gray, the white together, it just looks so cool. And guess what happens on lane 14? It goes high again, and I leave a big ol' split. At this point, I'm getting frustrated at myself for doing the same thing over and over. You know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing and expecting different results. But I tell myself to grind through and execute a good shot. I still think the Phase AI is the right ball, I just need to execute better shots. I throw the first 2 strikes in the 10th and then leave a 10-pin, shoot 191 game 2. I stick with the Phase AI for game 3. I leave a ringing 10-pin here, but I will take that over the splits that I was leaving earlier. I did move my feet left again on lane 14 and my eyes down the lane, and this shot was definitely closer to where I want to be, but still a little high, leaving the 4-pin. I throw a strike here on 13, and you can see my excitement as I act like a complete and total crazy person. I lose my balance on this shot, but I'm not mad because the ball came in light and left a 7-pin. First time in about 10 shots it didn't come in high. I throw a strike here, and I finally feel like I'm in the right zone with the right ball. So let's see if maybe I can string a few strikes together. This next shot is the luckiest strike I've seen, but you know what? I'm going to take it because it makes up for the 8-10 that I left earlier in the night. I'm finally getting some breaks, and the light hits are carrying. It's always hard when you're in the pocket, but none of the corner pins seem to be falling. After this shot, I've got 4 in a row, and the Phase AI is reacting just as I wanted it to. This ball really helps me when I get into the transition phase where nothing seems to be going right. After 5 in a row, I leave a 4-pin. The ball did come in too high, so I can't really be mad about it, but of course, I would have been happier if it would have fell. I convert the spare and then throw my last shot of the night, shoot 237, which was a 661 series.